They claimed my land, so I let them call me about it. This is just a bit of pettiness from last summer. My family owns a few acres that is in between a state park, a river, and a road. The road runs north/south, however at one area the road curves 90 degrees. To go east/west, so there is a small 0.25-acre triangle that we own. But isn't part of our fenced, manicured area. And since it used to be a logging area, has a bunch of old stumps, and is mostly treeless. Last summer, I decided to camp there with my boys in our van. And start the process of clearing some stumps and generally making it better. I was completely surprised when I arrived. And the whole thing had been fenced off with a brand new gate. I called my brother-in-law. He didn't know anything about it, as the triangle area is significantly past where we normally drive into the property. And so I pulled out my grinder. Yes, I camp with a grinder. When I'm planning on clearing land, and just cut the chain. The gate was a nice rolling gate, and the fencing was well done. I assumed hanging out on the land all weekend would garner someone's attention. But I was disappointed. We only managed to burn one large stump, but enjoyed our time. When I came back the next weekend, the lock was back on the fence and there was a big "No trespassers. No fires, no camping" sign. That's cool. It even had a phone number to report trespassers. I called the number and got voicemail to a name. I got the name Sam Hudson from the voicemail. But I didn't bother leaving a message. So I just cut the lock and continued on my slow but deliberate land clearing. My boys rode the dirt bikes, we made some new tracks and jumps, and were kinda rowdy. I was hoping for an altercation, but alas nothing happened. I did get an idea though looking at the sign. And decided since the phone number was a local one, and pretty similar to my own phone number, I would have a bit of fun. I took a couple measurements and pictures. And when I got to the property the next weekend, I wasn't surprised to see a trail camera and a new lock. Oh well, I used my grinder and cut the lock. And then lifted my shirt and rubbed my nipples at the trail camera. Might as well give them a show. Then I took a heat gun and removed the second half of the phone number and replaced it with my own cell phone's number. I mean, the sign was decently built, like the fencing. Whoever was doing this was doing a really good job. Much to my luck, within an hour some huffy Karen shows up walking her dog along the state park path and crossed the road to look at my van. I could see her from the river where we were hanging out. As she started taking pictures of my van with her phone, I figured I would go over and talk to her. As I was walking over to her, I waved friendly and asked if she had a problem.